Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Vic. I'm a painter in Gloucestershire in the UK. So today we're going to be taking a look at this painting, which I'll show in a bit more detail in a second. Just quickly, just to explain, if you're new to the channel, every week on a Friday usually upload a video and you can have a look at a painting that I finished, one from my collection, and also some of the artwork that is currently for sale. So let's get on with this one. So this one is an oil, I'm going to say. He says, thinking about it. Yes, it is an oil. I did this one back in, I'm just looking, 2010. So it's 14 years old now. So if I just hold it up so you can get a closer look. Around that period, kind of 2010 to 2011, I did I say quite a few. I did about 12 oil paintings. I just had a little deviation from my my usual acrylics, which I've been using for quite a while. This painting in particular, I'm quite attached to actually. I'll explain a bit in a second why I am. I went through a phase of using oil, so I really wanted to explore just a different medium, see what effects I could achieve really, and textures and such like. I'd never used oil before, and as usual, I just went into it completely blind, being untrained and a bit of a stubborn old thing that I am. So I got myself some decent oil paints and just had a go really. Now, if I zoom into this so you can have a look at it, there is a bit of a texture to it. I'm going to have to stand up for this. If I can catch the light, I don't think I'm going to catch the light with it. I'm probably not actually. It hasn't got a gloss finish. This is pretty much a matte finish on this. There we go. Let's just take you around the painting visually there. So as you can see, basically it is just blue and white in various combinations and intensities. I actually started this off with thinking it was going to be like a bit of a mountain kind of scene really, in the I'll just leave it there for a second. Many years ago, I used to spend quite a lot of my time traveling backwards and forwards to Italy. And one of the things I always used to enjoy was part of the flight was flying over the Alps. And if it was a nice clear day, you get absolutely gorgeous view of the Alps looking down from the snow-capped mountains and the valleys and everything. And when I was painting this, I was kind of thinking about that actually. And I was thinking, that might be a way to kind of replicate some of this, especially with some of the little kind of lines here. If you could imagine, they could be streams meandering through. So that part, I guess you could relate to. And then I suppose you could have like a peak there or something. But the reason I'm very fond of this is that when I showed this to my dad, who passed away several years ago now, he actually said to me, oh, I can't see the Alps, I can't see anything like that mountain. All I can see is a man with his head on one side, clutching his headphones as though he's listening to some music. And once he said that, because that's all I could see as well. So I don't know if anybody can catch that. So like eyes kind of thing, nose, maybe a smiley mouth, hair on one side, maybe an earphone there, kind of all clutching his head kind of thing. And yeah, that's what he saw. And afterwards, that's all I could see as well. It's a happy painting. I have to say, I really like the painting. I enjoyed doing it immensely. It's a kind of a clean, crisp painting. Nothing too fussy about it, and the paint did actually blend into each other really well. You can see like the blends from the dark to the light are kind of nice and smooth. So it has got a texture. As I touch it now, it has got a texture to it, and up here is quite rough actually. So sorry, I'm poking you in the face here, but you can see, you can kind of, I don't know, you can. To take my word for it, it's kind of fairly rough. I popped it in this frame here. Well, yeah, you can see a bit of texture there. I popped it in this frame here when I did an exhibition that 10, 11 years ago. Somebody actually said to me, I used to use coloured frames, and then somebody gave me a very good piece of advice years ago. And this very kind lady said to me, like the work, she said, but if you're going to show work, always use a very plain frame, ideally white. And I can see that now, and I absolutely do agree with that. So especially if you're showing stuff, exhibition paintings and such like, people's interiors, all different. White is a kind of a happy default colour, if you like, if you can call it a colour, and that it shows off the work to its best without being kind of too distracted by what's around it. And with a frame like this, I mean, the frame basically is an exhibition frame. Basically, it's not the most high quality, but it purely is there just to show off the work, and I think it worked out very well. So the lady who gave me that advice was absolutely bang on. So I kind of thank her for that, and I've always carried that piece of knowledge forward. So yeah, so has it got a title? Officially, it's called Glacier. That's what I titled it at the time, but I should really kind of give it an unofficial title of Man Listening to Music, or something like that, or Reggae Man, or something more along those lines, I think, because that's what my dad saw. So the actual painting, I can tell you, is 16 inches across by 12 inches that way. So it's an oil painting. When I did the painting, I did oils for about a year, something like that. And as usual, being totally sort of naive about the whole thing, I just kind of mixed and plodded them on, and so the oil was quite thick. Something like this took about 6 months to dry, which I think might be par for the course for an oil painting. So they don't make it that kind of commercial, really. And for that reason, I never actually went back after that kind of spell and used oil again. But I did love, and I still do love, using oils, but they just take too long to dry, and having the space to let them dry, which I don't have the luxury of that. So I'm keeping this in my own private collection, but I just wanted to share that with you, and I thought perhaps you might see something in it like I did, like my dad did. So thanks a lot for your time today. I hope you enjoyed having a look at this painting and me explaining a little bit of the background as to why and how I painted it and why I'm so fond of it. And I think that's true of all pieces of artwork, actually. If you pick a piece of artwork, it should be something you've got a connection to, something that reminds you of a person, a time in space or period of your life. An abstract can do that. People think it's mainly kind of scenes and things like that you can relate to, places you've been, which is absolutely true. You know, you can go on holiday and buy a very nice picture of a harbour or somewhere you visited. But if you've got just a little bit of imagination, and let's face it, we all have imagination. When you listen to music, especially, your mind takes you somewhere separate, somewhere different. You become detached, almost like a meditation, really. And you can have the same kind of experience with a painting, and it can take you to somewhere different. It can remind you of a different time, different place, people, and yeah, just give you a bit of relief, really, from the day-to-day kind of chore of just living. So enjoy your paintings. If you do have paintings, especially originals, do enjoy them. Look at them, take time to enjoy them, because somebody's taken a lot of time and care producing them. So thanks a lot for your time today. Please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to consider doing that. I'd be most grateful. My arm's going to fall off in a second. And if you'd like to give it the old thumbs up, really appreciate that. Feel free to share the video, and also please leave some comments, whatever you think about the painting, good or bad. I really don't mind. Everybody has an opinion, everybody's entitled to that, and no problem whatsoever. So thanks a lot, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care.